Our next speaker is Mr. Gulla.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Listening to all these stories, you know, this is 10 years of my life. It's been like being in a war zone, thanks to range resources in the oil and gas industry. I worked in the oil and gas industry for approximately 7 years. I'm not an expert, but I'm not stupid. The stories you're hearing today, they're not anecdotal. It's not hysteria, these key words that the industry likes to use. My testimony that you have in your hands is too long for me to read. But I'm going to invite you like I invite everybody. Come and see. And I'll introduce you to people that are sick. I'll introduce you to people that their water wells are contaminated. I watched my 2.5 acre pond turn black. Industry said they didn't do it. The DEP said it was either copper sulfate or a herbicide. He had absolutely no evidence, and this was the press secretary for the DEP back in '06. And by the way, I received an email about 8 months later. The fellow was out on bail of $250,000 bond because he was filming a 8-year-old and 9-year-old girl. This is what we're dealing with. People need to wake up. You see these cattle? I know it's too hard, it's too far away. These are dead cattle. You know how many people that have lost cattle and have not been compensated? Do you know how many people are buying water where they had perfectly good water? My neighbors, who I went to their houses on a regular basis, drank their water. After they drilled and fracked my wells, they had gas migration, guaranteed. I had water bubbling outside the casing on Gulla number 6, and it's a vertical well. I had that water tested by Bear Corporation, an individual that I got to know. What did we have in it? And this is outside the well casing, gentlemen, and this is approximately about 150 foot, I'd say 150 to 175 foot elevation drop from the top of the pad to the top of the pond water. And my pond turned black again, killed all the vegetation. Well, anyway, the water's bubbling outside the casing. We tested it. All the B-texes, benzene, toluene, xylene, MP xylene, XP xylene, through the roof. Well, if it's outside the casing, where else is it? We also had water tested, me and another person, and we knew it would never hold up in court because of the chain of custody, but we did it anyway because I knew there were problems here because of my background. And every question I asked the industry, I knew the answer to most of the questions. I wanted to see their response. It was a lie. A complete lie. I'm like, what is going on? And again, I was a second test well in Pennsylvania. We were supposed to have vertical wells on the lease, dry gas, 350,000 cubic feet of gas free a year. That was the hook that hooked everybody. This was not about money. We got $7.50 an acre. I wanted the free gas because I was going to build a new house. I had Dr. Pools. Here's his card, which I'm sure you're familiar with him. He came to Washington County. I rented a library, our citizens' library, from 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock that evening. I had people coming in with their water results. I had him to a couple different farms early on. I showed him pictures of the dead cattle, and he's just looking at them, shaking his head. He stated at the end of that meeting, folks, I have heard the same scenario in every state that I have been in. Then he started naming the states: Colorado, Texas, Arkansas. I've heard the stories of the people being sick, the people losing livestock, the water wells being contaminated, or springs. It's the same scenario. And then he stated, This warrants enough of evidence today that warrants us to come in to investigate. First year goes by, nothing. The second year goes by, nothing. Just what, 2 months ago, you released the study? Folks, I'm going to tell you right here and right now, I've had it to here. I'm ready to die because you've pushed me too far. And Range has pushed me too far. Lawyers have destroyed my case. I'm with my third law firm.
Mr. Gulla, your time's expired.
Do your job, folks.
Thank you, Mr. Gulla.